Hey everybody, welcome back to George Does Stuff. I'm George. I do stuff poorly. This is the worst knife review channel on YouTube. You have been warned. Let me start this like I always start my videos. I cannot thank my subscribers enough. I never ask people to subscribe to this channel. I don't ask for likes to this channel. So anybody who subscribes and likes it, thank you very much. I appreciate it. You don't have to do that. And I totally understand if you don't. I also want to say thank you to people that leave comments. I've had comments from all over the world, shockingly enough. People from England, people from Russia, people from all over the country. It's been an awesome experience, and I cannot thank you guys enough. All right, that being said, folks, we got a weird one for you today. As I've said in some of my earlier videos, I'm part of the Amazon Vine Voices program. So I am able to get some stuff for free. I just have to review it, leave a review for it as a form of payment on Amazon. And some of the stuff on there is just, it's not great. And well, this is what I got for you today. This is and I have to look up the name because it is the Dreamydawn G10 knife. Just soak it in. Look at that beauty. That is something truly to behold there. Look at that. Let's see if we can get a nice close-up in there. Oh yeah, that's not good. No, I'm just kidding. I think it's actually got a very attractive design. I really like the wavy G10. That is actual G10. Non-reversible clip, as we're kind of accustomed to. Let me back it out. There we go. Tip down carry, which a lot of people do not like. I do not know why that clip takes up 2/3 of the length of the blade, but it does. It has a nice little lanyard hole here on the bottom. It has some what appears to be T6 screws on there, which okay, fair enough, whatever that's all about. And we open her up. This is a terrible blade design. I hate recurve blades. They're incredibly hard to sharpen. This one is ground really, really poorly. You can see, particularly on the tip, how broad that is right there. I mean, this thing, and how thin it is right here. It really thins out if you compare this to that. I mean, when you make a knife, you want that to be uniform because, particularly like when you're sharpening, it'll help you out quite a bit. On the other side, it is absolutely minuscule down here, and then it kind of opens back up again. Not as bad as the other side. I did touch this up a little bit, just a ceramic rod and a strop. But yeah, very, very interesting blade on this. So yeah, there's some there's some very interesting design choices on this. Again, I don't like the blade shape. It actually has a decent blade stock. It's got a really nice, pretty chunky blade stock. It has a very, very sharp spine. This is not milled out at all. So if you want to use this with a fire steel, you definitely could. This thing is nice and sharp. I totally look where the thumb studs are in relationship to the blade. So remember, if you want to sharpen, you got to start here. There's just there's like a negative blade choil. It's just bad. But I mean, if you're on a fixed angle sharpener, you're going to be able to sharpen up to here because that thumb stud is going to block you from getting to this last portion unless you really kind of crank the knife in a funky angle. Just a not good. That's very, very not good. It is a liner lock. The liner is it's not in a horrible portion. It's not like 90% in there, but it's at least 50 to 60% in there, which is it's fine. The one thing I will say about this knife is there is zero blade play, zero. I mean, I have knives that cost 20, 30 times much as this knife to have more blade play. This thing has got absolutely tank-like lockup. It is absolutely rock solid. Let's see. I forgot what I was going to say. We're going to have to do some editing on here. It does have stainless steel liners to go on there. There is no skeletonization in that at all, so it is just 2 plates. There's a little cut right here to allow, obviously, your liner lock to move to get into place. But other than that, it's just solid stainless steel liners. There is basically no action to this at all. I mean, I don't think it's steel on steel, but if it were, I wouldn't be too surprised. It does not swing freely at all in any way, shape, or form. But like I said, it locks up, and when it locks up well. The detent's fine. It's not going to go anywhere. It is not the worst knife ever. I don't know what this is. Some people might claim that's a front flipper. That is not a front flipper. There is 0 jimping on there, so there is nothing to get any traction to make that a front flipper. There's not enough leverage to use that as a front flipper. It is just dumb. There's no other way to put it. I'm sorry. They easily could have just ground that down, or if you have a way to grind that down at home, you might just go ahead and do that if you want to buy this knife. Again, these thumb studs, they could have kicked those back another quarter to almost quarter inch at least, and you would have really easy access. I mean, you could have put them right here, up here, and they'd be out of the way of the blade altogether. But I will tell you, that brings me to one thing that I'm going to say about this knife, which has a very redeeming quality, is that as of this moment on Amazon, this knife is $4.98. $4.98. And before I get too far along, does it even, this might even tell you, I don't even think it tells us what the blade steel is. It just says high carbon stainless steel, which is kind of an oxymoron because it's the carbon that makes steel rust, so I'm not sure how high the carbon is in it. Anyway, yeah, it doesn't even list what steel it is. So I don't know. I don't know what steel it is. Maybe somebody can do some research. If you find out, if you have one of these, put it down in the comments. If you don't have one of these, go buy one. Holy crap! I mean, they're $5. I mean, it's a crappy knife, but for $5, it's not that bad. And for $5, it's a substantial feeling knife anyway. I mean, this is a knife that you can actually put an edge on if you work at it. It's not that hideous, and the great thing is that the only other $5 knife I have is this, which is made out of plastic that I literally got at a gas station, and this is, it says it's stainless. I guess it is stainless steel because I haven't roughed it. I've had this for about 20 years, and I mean this thing is the whole thing flexes when you squeeze it. You can hear the plastic creaking in it. It is a true gas station knife. I actually bought this knife at a gas station in the state of Kansas. Not a knock on Kansas or the gas station, but I mean, look where the clip is. Who puts a clip that far down on the scale? That is insane. But anyway, I digress. For $5, I mean, I was going to rip on this knife really hard, and there's a lot to rip on it about. But for $5, it's not a bad knife for a $5 knife. I'll tell you what. Let's go ahead and do some size comparisons here, so you get an idea of the scale of how big or small this knife is. In a fair comparo, here it is against a Spyderco Native, which I think is a pretty fair comparison as far as size goes. Here it is with the legendary SOCOM Bravo Mini. Here it is against it's a knife that costs twice as much, the Ozark Trail D2 knife. And last but not least, just for fun, let's go ahead and throw in Old Faithful here. it gets upset if it doesn't appear in video, here is my ancient S30V paramilitary 2. This is a smallish knife. This is definitely, I think, Para 3, native, some of the smaller mini iridium. Actually, let me get the mini iridium out and we'll compare it straight dollar for dollar here. So here's the mini iridium. You can really kind of get a feel of the difference in budgets here. I mean, this knife is, I believe this is like a $55 knife, but I mean, this knife shoots way beyond its price. This feels like a $100 knife or more. So to compare it against a $5 knife is kind of silly. But I'll tell you what, comparing this to this, again, I can see the allure for this knife. I know I've talked about this in multiple videos. I personally am not a huge fan of this knife. I understand why people are, but I am not. But I'll tell you what, for freaking $5, for a freaking liner lock knife with mystery steel, not too bad. So all right, here we go. By the way, just note to myself, let's put the dimensions up there because you see the comparisons, but I'm not going to sit out here and take a ruler to this and all that stuff and guesstimate all the things when I can get the dims right off the webpage. So what are we left with? We are left with the cut test. And we got a fresh piece of phone book paper here, and let's see how we do. This knife was, I put a little bit of edge. It's not great, but it's not terrible, believe it or not, especially for $5. So we can get, sometimes it's that recurve, just, I mean, you can see it's trying really hard. I mean, particularly on the belly, it's sharp. As you get into the recurve, it dulls out quite a bit. But right there in the belly, it's actually pretty sharp. Let me get a push cut. There you go. So it's definitely not the sharpest knife. There are sharper knives than this. You can sharpen this. I would very much recommend this knife as a sharpening knife if you want to learn how to sharpen a knife. And if you wanted to grind this to where this is even, so you get rid of that recurve, that would probably help out quite a bit if you're willing to piss away $5 to do this, because it's probably going to ruin the knife, but it might not. You never know. I don't know what your skill level is. You might be a master craftsman. I have no idea. But anyway, that being said, this knife, it will respond to sharpening. It is not impossible to sharpen. Like I said, it actually has a decent blade. It's just going to take some work because the grind on this is so bad that you know, it's going to take some work. It'll take some work to get an even edge, edge all the way along the length of this recurve knife. Again, not a fan of recurves. But that being said, the hell is this thing called again? Gotta reopen this back up here. What is it? Don't tell me. The Dreamydawn. The Dreamydawn, straight from China, mystery steel G10 knife. Is it worth $20? Not even close. Is it worth $10? Maybe. Is it worth $489? Is it worth $49? Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, even if the TSA ends up with this in the long run, this is absolutely worth $5. Yeah, so there you go. Dreamydawn G10 knife, recurve, mystery steel. Do I love it? No. Do I like it? Yeah, for $5. $5 is $5, man. That'll work. All right. Thanks a lot, folks. Again, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it if you watched to the end. Thank you very much. I love you guys. I appreciate y'all watching me. I will talk to you soon. Thank you.